Love of Christ has made us out of many one. In our midst is dwelling God's eternal Son. My destined time is fixed by thee, and death doth know his hour. Did warriors strong around me throng, they could not stay his power. No walls of stone can man defend, when thou thy messenger dost send.
Blessed be the Lord, the God of Israel.
He has visited his people and redeemed them. Glory be to the Father, and to the Son, and to the Holy Spirit, as it was in the beginning, is now, and ever shall be, world without end. Amen.
If you, O Lord, should not out with these, Lord, who would stand? But if you is found forgiveness, O God of Israel.
Since, as we see it, a man is justified by faith and not by doing something the law tells him to do.
Give kind admittance to your kingdom. There we hope to enjoy forever the fullness of your glory.
And forgive us our trespasses, as we forgive those who trespass against us.
Spirituality is prayer and contemplation, so meditation is part of our life.
Meditation and contemplation is not only done in the chapel, but it's supposed to be done throughout the day. The 2 hours of prayer is like a minimum that we are supposed to do, and it's something done in the community together, right? So there's that sense of solidarity there, but also it sets time in our horarium, in our daily lives, just to really focus on the Lord.
This is mozzarella.
Kitchen management for the whole week. What we are supposed to do for kitchen manager is that I have to prepare breakfast, lunch and dinner. May I will stop the brothers. Just kidding. The breakfast is special because we have our guest here. This lovely lady behind the camera. As a Carmelite, it's actually like part of our hospitality towards our guests.
Despise not our prayers and our necessities, but deliver us from all dangers, O glorious and blessed Virgin.
St Teresa herself wrote in her book that you can find God in the pots and pans, meaning that even though you are not in the chapel praying, you can still be praying while doing all this work. At the same time, it's like an act of charity for the brothers as well, isn't it? So in a way, while I'm doing, I'm supposed to be praying as well. Yeah.
So good morning and welcome to the Church of St Peter and Paul, where the second half of our Carmelite community lives, the friars and also the priests. We have just come out from Mass and also Lauds, where the lay people of the parish join us because, well, we want them to be also part of the divine office. We're going to head up for breakfast because we need to eat breakfast as well. So let's go. Okay, so here we are, just before the entrance to the cloister. It's off limits to people who are not friars. So we have to leave the camera crew behind here. Bye-bye. So welcome. This is what is known as the cloister or the clausura of our living quarters. It's off limits, like I said earlier, to people who are not friars. It's to preserve our solitude and our quietness of life. So yeah, as you can see, very quiet, very peaceful. We have breakfast like regular people because we are regular people. So it's either your choice of bread, cornflakes. Most important, the friar doesn't begin his day without God and also without coffee. I don't think it's possible to start the day without coffee. Breakfast is a time for us to get together, so no, we don't eat in silence, eat very noisily actually. We discuss the day's events. But today, everybody has gone out for their various pastoral work already, so it's just me and maybe one or two friars around. Father, why do we eat simply?
How I know?
I don't know, this kind of simple breakfast because it's easy to make, fast to eat, and then we get on with our work. That's the real reason why we eat simply. Oh cool, it's healthy lah. Okay. There are many shy and introverted friars here, so no faces will be shown. Here at St. Peter and Paul, the community is oriented towards the pastoral care of the parish, and Punggol House, we focus more on the formation process of junior friars who are being trained to become fully fledged friars. So the Punggol House places a greater emphasis on silence, on the discipline of way of life. Yeah, because we're training friars. Here, the schedule revolves around pastoral care. So people come in, people go.
This is a formation house for our students. This place gives us a sense of belonging because we need to have a kind of a community. With this house also, from time to time, we will be in contact with people also when they call us, when they are in need of some help, or they come for sharing spiritual direction. Peter and Paul belongs to the Archdiocese. We're just running. It's a service to the church actually.
So there are various pockets of time during the day where a friar is called to be gainfully employed, as our rule says. So I just came off a Zoom call from someone who's interested about religious life. And now we're about to head downstairs because Friar Bartolo also does things gainfully during his spare time, but it's a very unique sort of thing that he does. And yeah, let's go and see. So this is the workroom where Friar Bartolo over here is doing some sewing for some liturgical items. Usually when we do our work, we also maintain the atmosphere of prayer, of silence and solitude. So he first started picking this up in novitiate because you have to have some sort of activity to occupy yourself in the novitiate. And then as he went overseas for his studies in Rome, he got to experience other Carmelite communities. He also, I guess, learned from the masters over there. So he sows things like habits, various liturgical items as well. So who are the various people that you learned from overseas?
Yeah, when I was in this convent at Brindisi, which is in South Italy, so I learned a little bit, quite a bit, of sewing from an Italian friar. That week he was making the habits for some novices, and he was very efficient. I think within a week he managed to make 3 habits, which is really very fast. Yeah.
So when do you think you'll reach that kind of level?
Maybe never.
So as you can see, even simple things like that becomes a form of prayer for the way of Carmelites. Yeah, nothing little is too little for the Lord. So, Friar Bart, have you made any mistakes while cutting cloth?
Yes, of course.
And what can you teach us about making mistakes?
Well, I've learned that sometimes the temptation is to be very stingy with the cloth, so to cut a bit less rather than to cut a bit more than what you need. And in the process, you end up probably making a mistake. You don't have the allowance that you need. And then that amount of cloth that you cut, because you tried to save, is now wasted. So better to give a bit more.
Yeah, so I guess in your spiritual life, always be generous with the Lord and don't try and scrimp and save on cloth. Otherwise, you end up, doing more work than you should be doing.
So now's our free time now. So usually if you're not studying, if you're not in school, then you have some time off. We can do things that are of interest to us. So for example, I typically like to make some candles for the house from recycled candle wax so we can use in our chapel.
He's an artist, so he restores all the statues. So if you see the statues that are painted, they're all painted by him.
It's actually from Vietnam, actually. It came in bits and pieces, actually. Half of the body was gone, actually. The base was also in shambles, in pieces, yeah. So this was meant for a church, and then somebody bought it, but then it was like almost irreparable. They didn't want, so I took it. So now somebody wants it, so we just do it and give it away. Yeah, all these are reconstructed. I tried to put cement, white cement, so at least it'd be durable. And then we have to coat it with waterproofing. So luckily the hands are still okay, intact. If fingers are missing, we will have to reconstruct it and try to do as close as possible, proportionate. It's a means of recreation. Yeah, sometimes I'm a bit stressed, so I'll be stressed with this. I always tell the young friars, at least take up some hobby. Yeah, but of course, not to the point of being attached. We have to do it as and when you have time and when it comes, and so it's just like our ministry. Our ministry is the overflow of our prayer life. So we take it as it comes, one day at a time.
So usually Friar Bartolo has a few projects happening at once. So what you saw just now was something in its very early stages, raw cloth. This one is slightly a bit more in the advanced stage. He's already cut the body of the cloth to become a chasuble. Now he's laying out the decorations for the complete chasuble. So ideally, this is the completed product. What started out as ordinary cloth, when everything comes together, it becomes a chasuble that is suitable for divine worship.
You must ask who is the number one client.
Number one client is me.
Client is very demanding.
I'm the number one patron. Don't call me a client, call me a patron. Patron of the arts. Yeah, that's fine. Yeah. Oh, this is secret.
1.5 is the length.
126.
The dim sum shop.
Yes, the dim sum shop 126. I was really amazed when that was done. I was very pleased then. This guy got mad skills, man. Maybe you'll receive 100 orders after this.
Oh my lord, I hope not. Hey, but the pros have a better ruler. This is too flimsy.
So what do you enjoy most about this whole work?
I think what I enjoy most is seeing the pieces come together. I mean, at the start, it's quite amazing, you know. You begin with everything as a 2D object, and then slowly as you put things together, it turns into something 3D. And knowing that it's not just stuff, you know, but something that will be used for divine worship, I think it makes the whole process a bit more meaningful.
So our work doesn't define us. For example, he does tailoring, but he's not a tailor. And the work is limited to the time that is allocated. So once the bell for prayer rings, well, you have to put away your work. So now it's time for midday prayer, then a bit of lunch and whatever other duties needs to be done. Yes, I'm going to miss my siesta today. Siesta is a very important part of religious life. Sometimes we call it the office of prone. It allows you to recharge because you're woken up very early and, well, you need to last throughout the day. But not everyone takes it. For me, I do take the siesta. But you know, times like these, you have to sacrifice on what you think is important in your own lives for the sake of the people of God. Wow, it sounds very noble, right? We humbly beg you in your boundless goodness to bless and to hallow these rosaries which your faithful church has consecrated to the honor and praise of the Mother of your Son.